Good day, young knights, and as you may know, today is St. George's Day. St. George is the patron saint of England. You might not know this, but St. George did not come from England. He came from Turkey in the 3rd century. His most famous story is how he slayed the dragon. This story became popular in the 12th century, and the dragon is often used to represent the devil. There are several versions of this story, and I am going to tell just one. St. George travelled to Libya. When he arrived, he found a large pond, so large it was as big as a lake, where a ferocious dragon lived. The dragon was terrorising the country. Every day the people had been leaving the dragon's sheep to keep the dragon happy. When all the sheep had gone, the dragon demanded that the people sacrifice the young maidens instead. St. George found that all the young maidens had been taken by the dragon, apart from one, the only daughter of the king of Egypt. And the king of Egypt had said, any knight who could manage to slay the dragon will be able to marry his daughter. St. George was determined to save the princess. The next day he rode out on his horse to the lake. When he arrived, he found the princess there waiting to be fed to the dragon. St. George sent her home back to the palace and approached the dragon's cave. When the dragon heard St. George approaching, he came out of his cave, roared at him. The dragon was huge and its roar was like thunder. But St. George was not afraid. He struck the monster with his spear. The spear simply broke into pieces. St. George fell from his horse, but did not give up. Instead, he rushed at the dragon and used his sword to slay it under its wing, where there were no scales. The dragon fell dead at St. George's feet. Now that was the legend of St. George and the dragon. Now, I want to set you a challenge to see if you could be a knight in training. I want you to think about what St. George, or any other knight for that matter, might need with them. You could design a shield. What shape would your shield be? Maybe a sword, a helmet, a spear. It's up to you. When you're doing it, be creative. The shields were very bright. Often shields had pictures on so we knew whose it was, what family they were from. Big animals on there. It's up to you. But that is the challenge I'm setting you, and I would love to see what you create. Thank you, and happy St. George's Day.